Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. Today my name is Usetale. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made my beautiful A-line dress with a puff sleeve and a net yoke. It also has gathers at the end. The one you're seeing on the left was my inspiration, and what I'm wearing is what I made. If this looks like something you're interested in, please keep on watching and let's get started. Welcome back, guys. This is the fabric I'm going to be using to share with you guys how I make the dress, and this is the net I'm going to be using. You're going to be needing at least 3 yards of fabric, and you'll be needing just half yard of net. Okay, these are the measurements that you're going to be needing for this tutorial. So guys, to start this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and open up my fabric on the table. So just go ahead and open up your fabric and fold it into two like this. So guys, this is what you're going to do. Fold your fabric into two. This fabric is folded into two. You can barely say if it's folded into two because of the nature of the fabric. So guys, you're going to fold your fabric using your round hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 5 inches. So that was how I folded my fabric. So guys, now you're going to come to this end here. You're going to rule a straight line, which is going to serve as your starting line. On that line, you're going to take your shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus ½ inch. On the mark, you're going to come down by 1 inch. Then you're going to come here and take your neck width, which is 3 inches. You come here and take your neck depth, another 3 inches. Go ahead and connect your shoulder slope, just like this. Then you use your curve rule to create a round neckline there. So guys, after you're done doing this, you're going to place your tape on the starting line. You're going to measure to your bust point. So just mark it and you take it all the way to your hip line. You're not going to measure your waist because you don't need that. So after marking your hip line, you're going to go ahead and take the full length of this dress. The full length I'm going to be making use of is 37, but because of the pleats that we have under, I'm going to be minusing 5 inch from that. So I will mark 32 and add 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Go ahead and connect all these dots. So guys, after doing that, this is what you're going to have. Now you're going to come to the shoulder line here. You will come down by your round bust measurement divided by 6 plus extra 1½ inch to get your armhole depth. Go ahead and connect a straight line and connect it out just like this. So guys, after you're done doing that, on this line you're going to divide what you have into two to get the middle of that line. On the mark, you're going to come in by 0.75 inch. Then on this line here, you will take your round bust measurement divided by 4. Use your curve rule to create your armhole, making use of the dots that you have there, just like this. After you're done doing that, the next thing is to take all the round body measurements. This is my initial round bust measurement divided by 4. I added 1½ inch for the sewing allowance and I connected the line to meet the bust point. Then you're going to come to your hip line here. You're going to take your hip measurement divided by 4. Add extra 3 inches for ease. Add 1½ inch for the sewing allowance. Then what you have here on the hip line, you're going to add extra 1 inch to it and take it on this hemline. Go ahead and use your hip curve to create the shape, just the way you see me doing. Just use your free hand to do this other part, just like this. After you're done doing that, you're going to go ahead and cut this out. Don't cut the neck yet, so just go ahead and cut the shoulder. Guys, I didn't remember to add ½ inch when I was cutting the shoulder. Please do well to add ½ inch to your shoulder while you are cutting it. So guys, this is what you're going to have. Now I'm going to place this front piece on another fabric to cut the back. I went ahead to fold my fabric into two again, as you can see. Now I'm going to go ahead and place the front piece on it just like this. First of all, you're going to mark out your zipper allowance. Just mark 1½ inch on the sides and rule a straight line just like this. So this is going to be for the zipper allowance. Now you're going to place your front piece on the line that you just ruled. After you're done doing that, go ahead and trace this out. So guys, this is what you're going to have after cutting it out. Now it's time to cut the neck. I'm going to come here. I'll come down by 1½ inch and make a mark there. Then I will use my curve rule to create a small round neckline. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. So this is the back neckline. Now after cutting, I will also trace out the front neckline, and this is what you're going to have. Go ahead and make notches on this end and this other end. So guys, this is it for the body. Okay, now it's time for me to cut the yoke that we have on the front. Okay, so you're just going to remove your back piece and you place your front piece on the table. I'm going to be coming down by 6 inches for my yoke. This totally depends on how deep you want your yoke to be, but for my case I'm going to be using 6 inches. Make a mark there and rule a straight line just like this. After you're done doing that, you're going to cut it out as well. So guys, this is what you're going to have. Now I'm going to be using this yoke to cut on my net fabric. Okay, so just bring your net fabric and fold it into 2 just like this to cut the yoke. Okay, so after you're done folding your net fabric into 2 like this, you're going to place this on it just like this. So just arrange it well in order not to waste fabric. Okay, now guys, when you are cutting, you're not going to cut exactly the same thing. You're going to cut leaving like ½ inch. Did you see what I did? So just leave like ½ inch on the ends, not on the neckline, only on the down part and on top just like this. So guys, this is what you're going to have. Now we're going to remove this fabric. We are going to be sewing this net fabric to replace the fabric just like this. So guys, this is it. The next thing I'm going to cut is the sleeve. I'm going to bring this fabric. It is very long. It is 56 inches wide, as you can see. So I folded it into 2. Now I'm going to fold it again. So I went ahead to fold this fabric into 4. I'll be cutting the 2 sleeves at the same time. Rule a line here which is going to serve as your starting line. On that line, you're going to take the length of your sleeve, which is 9 inches, add extra 1½ inch for the folding and the sewing allowances and mark it. Then go ahead and rule a straight line here as well. So after you're done doing that, you're going to come to this end here. You will come down by 5 inches. So just make a mark there and just use your free hand to create a curve. Did you see what I'm doing? So guys, you're just going to go ahead and create a curve like this to give it that sleeve shape. So after you're done doing that, you're going to measure your armhole measurement divided by 2 on the curve and mark it. Then you will add 1½ inch for the sewing allowance. Then this remaining one is going to be for the pleats that we are going to have on top. Now go ahead and cut this out. So guys, after cutting, this is what you're going to have. By the time you make pleats on it and put rubber here, it's going to give it that puff hand effect. The next thing I went ahead to cut was the one I will be using for the gather underneath the dress. It is very wide. It is like ×2 of the wideness that I have underneath my dress, and I have 2 pieces of it. So it is 6 inches long, which is the 5 inches that I cut out plus extra 1 inch for all the sewing allowances. So that's what you're going to have. Now it's time to start sewing, guys. I'm going to bring my back and front pieces. I'm going to be working on the back piece first. So what I'm going to do now is I will cut out what I'll be using to turn the neckline of the back. So just bring a pieces like this, fold it into 2 just the way you see me do. Then you're going to place the back on it, the back neckline. Just place it on it and trace it out. So go ahead and trace it out like this. So guys, after you're done doing that, remove your fabric and cut it out just like this. So this is what you're going to have. Open this place up and make a notch there. So guys, now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I will fold the ends round. Do the same thing to this other one. So this is what I had after I was done folding the ends. Now I'm going to sew this to my neckline. So just take it, the part where you notch, make sure the part where you notch, go ahead and take to the sewing machine and sew it on the neckline, and do the same thing to this other one. Sew it on the neckline as well. This is what I had after I was done sewing the piece on the neckline. You can see I went ahead to iron it out. So this is what you're going to have. Now you're going to place it together, the right sides facing each other, just like this. So place it together. You're going to take this to the sewing machine and sew the zipper allowance area. So just make a stitch on it all the way to the end. This is what I had after I was done doing that. I went ahead to iron it flat. I opened it up and ironed it flat, and this is what you're going to have. Now I'm going to place it aside and work on the front piece. So you're going to bring your front piece just like this. You're going to be joining the net to the actual fabric. So just open it up, making sure that the right side of your fabric is facing you. Go ahead and place your net on it, the right sides facing each other, and sew it down. This is what you're going to have after you're done sewing. I also went ahead to iron it out. So this is it, guys. Now the next thing is for me to turn the neck area. I'm going to bring this piece of fabric. It is long enough to go around the neck and it is 1 inch wide. Now I'm going to flip my fabric to the wrong side. You're going to be sewing it on the wrong side of the neckline. This is what I had after I was done sewing it. Go ahead and cut out this excess and make notches on this neck area where you just sewed. So just make notches on it like this. So guys, after you're done doing that, flip this to the right side. Now you're going to take it to the sewing machine and fold it in like this. Did you see what I'm doing? Then you're just going to fold it in like this and sew it round just like that. This is what I had after I was done sewing it, guys. You can see how nice this came out. It looks so pretty. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to join the shoulders. You're going to place the back on the front, the right sides facing each other. You're going to join the shoulders. So you will use this small piece that I use in turning the back neckline to turn it just like that and sew it down. Then you're going to do the same thing to this other side. Place the shoulder together, use this small piece to turn it to the other side and sew it down as well. This is what I had after I was done joining the shoulders, guys, as you can see. So this is what you're going to have it looking like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to bring the sleeves. I already went ahead to hem the down part of the sleeve where I will be putting my elastic band. I'm going to be cutting it out using my round arm measurement. So my round arm measurement is 11 inches. I will cut 12 inches. The extra 1 inch is for the joining allowance. Go ahead and cut 2 of it, okay? So after you're done cutting, you're going to bring your safety pin. You will use your safety pin to put your elastic band through this place where you fold. So guys, when you get to the end here, you are going to pin it down with a pin. Then you continue to put it through it all the way to the other end. So guys, this is it. I've gotten to the end. I'll pin it down as well. So this is what you're going to have, okay? So this is it, guys. Go ahead now and stitch it on both sides and do the same thing to the other sleeve. This is what I had after I was done putting elastic band through the 2 sleeves. So this is it. Now I'm going to place this sleeve together. Just fold it together like this and make notch at the middle. Go ahead and do the same thing to the other one. So guys, after you're done doing that, now the next thing is to attach the sleeve to the body. Go ahead and open up your fabric on the table like this. You're going to take one of the sleeves, place them the right sides facing each other just like this. You're going to take this to the sewing machine and sew it on it just like this. When you get to this middle area, you're going to make pleats on it. Did you see what I'm doing, guys? So just go ahead and make pleats on it like this, and you're going to sew it down. Then you will sew it all the way to the other end, okay? So just go ahead and do that. Then you do the same thing to the other sleeve. This is what I had after I was done attaching the 2 sleeves to the body. You can see how it came out. So this is what you're going to have it looking like. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to add the gathers. I'm going to bring this piece of fabric I'll be using for the gathers. I already fold this end part, and I also went ahead to make 2 loose stitches on it. I'll be using to gather it. I've done it to the 2 of them. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the excess threads in order to give it that gather effect. So just go ahead and pull the threads the way you see me doing to give it gather effect. If you missed my previous video on how to perfectly make gathers, use the card you're seeing on the screen right now to watch it. So guys, after you have made gathers on it to an extent, you're going to measure what you have on the down part of your dress. So just go ahead and measure what you have here. So I have 30 inches. I'm going to make sure that the gathers that I made is up to 30 inches. So guys, after measuring it, I had exactly 13 inches, which is exactly what I needed. Now I'm going to go ahead and join this to the down part of my dress. So just place it on it like this, the right sides facing each other. You're going to sew it on it just like that all the way to the end. Then after you're done doing that, make gathers on the other one and sew it to the other side. This is what I had after I was done joining the gather piece to the actual fabric. So this is how you are going to have it looking like. This is the back. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to join the sides. You're just going to turn your fabric to the wrong side, place it together like this, and join the sides. Then you will do the same thing to this other side as well. So guys, this is what you're going to have after joining the sides. I flipped it to the right side and I iron it out. So this is what you're going to have it looking like. Now the last thing I'm going to do is to open this zipper area here. Just open it to the place where your zipper is going to end. Now I'm going to bring my zipper. I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew my zipper to the dress. This is what I had after I was done sewing the zipper to the dress. I did an invisible kind of zipper. You can barely see that there's a zipper in it. So guys, this is it. This is how you're going to have it looking like. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you so much guys for watching. I will see you all in my next video.